Brooklyn, what up? It's your boy Snore. We tuning in to Rod Diggs, the original Crashout. Yeah. I gotta see what's to him. Yep. Motion Club business is in full effect. Y'all know what's going on. First link in the description. If you haven't copped your Motion Club, go do so. Other than that, though, it's your boy Snore. Let's get into it.
Rod Diggs, a rapper whose life was so enthralled with violence, he ended up incarcerated in one of the most secure supermax prisons in the world, known to house America's most dangerous inmates. His ruthless gangster lifestyle caused federal investigators to view him in the same light as terrorists and cartel leaders. To make things worse, he would openly rap about all his crimes in vivid detail, giving prosecutors an open and shut case to send him behind bars for life. Rod Diggs, real name Ron Herron, was born in 1982 in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in the Gowanus housing projects, one of the roughest projects in that area. In the late 80s and early 90s, the area lived under the constant pressure.
That ain't Marcy, son. That is not Marcy. That's the roughest. Go talk to Jigga about that. Yeah.
Of poverty, police presence, and territorial tensions. And Raw, like many young boys in the projects at that time, found himself pulled into that world long before he learned how to escape it. At just the age of 12, he witnessed one of his close friends get killed by a police officer for holding a toy gun, which the officer mistook as real. Seeing this level of violence at such a young age would change anyone. Raw started getting involved in the streets himself. About 1 year after witnessing his friend's death, Raw would get locked up for the first time. From that point on, he was constantly in and out of jail for various crimes, with the crimes seemingly getting worse and worse each time. At just the age of 14, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison for an armed robbery. After getting out, he hopped right—
That's light work. That's pity pat. I know niggas that did jail for raping niggas. What, cuz? What you say, cuz? 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 You said what, cuz? I'm lying. But don't think my jokes ain't too far off from the truth. Niggas get in prison and get raped, B. We gotta no. I think they'll white mark me, cream mark this video, man. Hey.
Right back into a life of crime. He became a member of the Bloods and eventually became the leader of a blood set called the Murderous Mad Dogs. They controlled various housing projects in Brooklyn and participated in crimes such as extortion, drug trafficking, armed robbery, and contract killing. Raw also pursued a rap career, and his criminal lifestyle would serve as the subject matter of his music. In a crazy situation, Raw was shot in the leg. Then, just a few days later, Raw's cousins would allegedly go and kill the guy in retaliation. Raw would rap about this in vivid detail in one of his songs.
Nigga shot me 5 times, 2 days later the nigga died. Put in my own work, but niggas will kill for me.
To no one—
Boy, they ain't nothing but drill music. Oh! Did we find the originator of drill? No, we taking that was too far. It's Chief Keef. I don't know though. That he hit him with the nigga shot me 5 times, 2 days, he died. He should have said expired. Cause I ain't gonna lie, that's what you do when you die. Charge it to the game.
Surprise, Raw would soon start taking the killing into his own hands. On June 16, 2001, Raw allegedly shot and killed a man named Frederick Brooks. Raw allegedly killed Frederick because Frederick started selling drugs in his territory without permission. Investigators responding to the crime scene found 10 bags of crack cocaine on Frederick's body. Frederick was shot in the neck, the back, and the face. Ra was actually arrested for this murder and placed on trial. A jury looked at the details of the case and ended up finding him not guilty of the murder. What the jury did not know was that 2 witnesses who saw the shooting refused to take the stand, telling detectives that they feared for their lives. One witness said he was shot at while walking with his young son. His mother said one of Ra's associates who sat in the courtroom during the murder trial came to her job, named her children, and told her to advise her son not to testify. Another witness said Ra called her home from prison, warning bad things would happen if she told jurors she saw anything. A third witness testified.
Oh, this nigga got power. We gonna call this nigga Ghost. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was you. We know where your mama stay. We know where your granny stay. We know where your auntie stay. We know where all of them stay. Try it if you want to.
That one of Ra's associates threatened her granddaughter. Before these witness intimidation allegations came to light, Ra was already acquitted of his charges. Ra would be convicted of drug charges, so he wasn't released until 2007. Sadly for the city of New York, Ra's violent ways would continue once he was back outside prison walls. On May 9, 2008, a man named Richard Russo was in the Wyckoff Gardens housing project when Ra allegedly shoved him into an elevator and shot him in the head. Emergency responders pronounced Richard dead on the scene. Apparently,
alright, get to the part where y'all lock this nigga up. Get to that part where y'all lock this nigga up. This nigga tripping. He shoving niggas in elevators and shoot them in their head. What movie this nigga thought he was living in? Hey, alright, don't let me, is this nigga still free? Hey, if you so happen to watch this video, whatever you see on camera is not real. I gotta put a safety net on my shit. Golly. Get to the part where they lock this nigga up.
Richard and Ra had been arguing back and forth, and Richard allegedly told people that he was gonna kill Ra when he met up with him again. Ra took this threat to heart and decided to kill him first. About 1 year later, Ra would kill again. On September 30th, 2009, Ra confronted a man named Victor Zapata in the Wyckoff Gardens housing project. Victor had allegedly shot one of Ra's associates in a prior incident.
This nigga live in a Tubi movie. I'm Hey, you watching Tubi movie? That nigga got 9 bodies throughout the whole movie. How you managed to do that? I'm trying to tell y'all, go watch a Tubi movie and come back. You gonna be like, Snorri is not lying. That nigga knocked off half the map. All for his girl to cheat on him. They be some bullshit. The Tubi movies be BS, bro. They be BS. Oh, they gonna kill half the city. Girlfriend that cheated on her and even went broke. That's the whole moral of the story. No jail, no nothing. Oh, you see the sequel? Yeah, it's a sequel. It's always a sequel. It's always a sequel. That nigga killed more niggas. Oh.
So Ra was actively hunting him down. Once Ra saw Victor, he chased him through the building. Once he caught up with Victor, Ra allegedly shot him multiple times in the head and chest. Victor was rushed to Long Island College Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Following this murder, Ra would continue rapping all while serving as a drug kingpin and terrorizing the streets behind the scenes. Shortly before his final arrest, Ra nearly killed rap superstar Jim Jones. The two of them got into an altercation at a music studio, so Ra decided to round up some hitters and follow him to a strip club to kill him when he came out. Fortunately, Jim Jones and his entourage were able to flee the scene unscathed. Eventually, all of the dirt Raw was doing would cause him to pay the price. In October of 2010, the DEA, NYPD, and federal agents moved in. Raw Diggs was arrested on drug charges first, but prosecutors were only warming up. Once they had him, they expanded the case. More witnesses came forward. Old files resurfaced. What started as a drug case became a RICO indictment that included drug trafficking, murder conspiracy,
I know New York invented the RICO.
homicides, firearm offenses, and witness intimidation. And then came the trial.
Murder is the charge against an aspiring rapper accused of living the thug life. Fox 5's Lisa Evers live in downtown Brooklyn outside the courthouse where the suspect took the stand today. Lisa.
Well, Steve, a very dramatic day here. I was in the courtroom as this accused Bloods gang leader and rapper on the rise tried to counter the government's claims that he's a killer drug lord who terrorized his own community.
Yeah, that nigga sound like Ghost.
Trial began in May 2014 in the Eastern District of New York. From the first day, the courtroom felt like a movie. Prosecutors portrayed Raw as the leader of a violent drug enterprise, someone who used fear and retaliation to control his territory. They didn't just use witnesses, they used his music, his tweets, his DVD freestyles, his studio videos, anything they thought would frame his image as proof of criminal identity. The defense filed back. They argued there was no physical evidence tying Raw to the murders. No fingerprints, no DNA, no ballistics, linking him personally to a murder weapon. But the prosecution had built a storyline the jury believed, and in June of 2014, Raw Diggs was convicted on all major counts. At sentencing, the judge didn't hold back. He called Raw dangerous, unrepentant, and a menace to the community. He said the violence painted a picture of a man who ruled through fear. Raw, for his part, called the trial a setup. He said the witnesses lied. He said the government wanted to make an example out of him, but the judge handed down the sentence anyway. Raw later told the judge that he could give him 10 life terms and that he was only going to die once. On April 2nd, 2015, he was sentenced to 12 life sentences plus 105 years in prison. Following his sentencing, Raw was transported to the ADX Florence Supermax facility in Colorado. This is one of the worst and strictest prisons in America. Inmates at the ADX complex are held in isolation for 23 hours per day with minimal human contact. The 1 hour of yard time that they get is spent in an outdoor cage by themselves. After his conviction, Raw didn't stop fighting. On April 8, 2015, he filed an appeal with the United States Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit, arguing that his conviction violated his First Amendment rights, essentially claiming that the government had punished him for his music and lyrics, not for actual crimes. The appeal moved slowly through the system, but on February 14, 2019, the court issued its ruling. They rejected his claim, declaring it without merit, and upheld the original conviction. Till this day, Raw is still being held in ADX Florence. RIP to everyone that passed away in this video.
Man, keep that nigga up in there. That nigga was a wild one. That was the original Crashout, everybody. Brooklyn's original Crashout, everybody. Raw Diggs. We gotta remember that name. Man, you niggas acting like Raw Diggs. Y'all can't wait to use it. Yeah. Let me know how y'all feel about this video down in the comment section down below. Other than that, though, it's your boy Snore. I'm gone.